Awareness. My name is Jeroboam Kimtai. As usual, I welcome you to listen to me and to listen to the content of this channel. It is all about electrical matters. In case of any question, my friends, remember to comment and ask questions about anything that may be disturbing you about electricity. Also, subscribe if you are new in this channel, share, like, and comment. Don't forget to comment about this channel. Now, today we are talking about electrical emergencies. When you get the word emergencies, it means you are responding to some danger somewhere. And so this means that when we use electricity, we need to know that there are some dangers or there are some accidents that we may encounter as we use electricity. I always say that all of us use electricity in one way or another. And so we will use electricity to work, and we are electrical workers in one way or another. Do you iron? Do you do blending in your domestic house? Blending of juice, extracting juice from fruit? Or do you use anything? Do you charge your phones in your house? Do you use lights? Do you use electricity to power your electronics? Then you are an electrical user, or you may be an electrical worker in that case. So today, as I have promised, we are talking about electrical emergencies, and therefore it means that there is electrical accidents that may occur. Now, we have sources of electrical accidents, and these sources of electrical accidents, I will mention a few of them. One of them is temporary installations. Temporary installations of electricity, most of them are not done quite professionally, because people tend to think that since it is temporary, I don't need to invest much of my resources into this, and so uh, I will do electrical material. If it means cables, accessories, I will do less expensive ones, and so they are not so of good quality. So temporary installations poses an accident, because people do this work, especially when it comes to working, they use electrical people who are not qualified most of the times. People tend to do it and in a less qualified manner. And so this temporary installation poses a risk of accidents. Another one, we have a risk of short circuit. In simple terms, what this means is short circuit is a process is an instance where live wire gets into contact with a neutral wire. That is it. So that is short circuit, and when this happens, it may cause even fires and so on. We have water and chemicals. Water and chemicals are not good. So when they get in contact with electrical system, chemicals and water, wetness of any kind is not good. Number 4, damaged insulations. Damaged insulations. Damaged insulations. Insulations, first of all, are these PVC or plastic parts that cover the wire so that you don't get shocked as you handle the wire. So you may have a case where these insulations are damaged. So this causes electrical accidents in terms of shock, fire, and so on. Number 5, carelessness in handling electrical equipment. Carelessness. Let me dwell a little bit into this carelessness. Carelessness ranges from, number 1, if you put on any switch with wet hands, with what? With wet hands, it means you are a careless handler of electricity. If you replace your bulb when the switch is on, you are a careless handler of electricity. If you overload your extension socket, extension cord with a lot of things a lot of appliances that are over recommended appliances of that extension, you are a careless user of electricity. If you are not able to react or respond to any noise coming from any electrical gadget, buzzing sound, hissing sound, crackling sounds, if you are not able to respond to that, then I categorize you as a careless user of electricity. Careless handlers of electricity are very many, in fact, in working areas like workshops of welding people, these friends of mine of welding, they are the most careless ones. And I'm doing this for their safety. They are the most careless handlers of electricity. You find them having cables bare, having cables just on the ground, wet grounds, and so on. Those are categorized as careless handlers of electricity. So as I talk like this, even in offices, there are those people who have extension cords hanging. Yes, they hang. You know, extension cords are made in a way that you can be able to support them without giving tension to the cable. But people have not taken this into consideration. I will do a special program for that on how you need to secure any appliance with cords, with wires, without giving tension to the wires. I will do and demonstrate how you are supposed to handle them without giving tension to wires. Now you can see with those few examples that I have given, most of us are careless handlers of electricity. And unfortunately, even electrical workers themselves, they work carelessly because they are not careful enough. In fact, we need to do a lot of seminars, in fact, for such. But now, that was one of the causes of electrical accidents: careless handling of electrical equipment. Careless handling of electrical equipment, or plugging any equipment while it's on. For example, your blender for extracting juice is on part on your knob, and then you put it direct into the electrical socket or electrical extension when it is on. That means immediately you put on the switch on the socket, then the machine start moving immediately. So supposing it was on a high speed, that means it will give a lot of tension to the electrical cord. Some sparks will be seen, and this eventually makes the extension cord to be burned as it continues. So handling electricity needs a lot of care. So any machine, any electronic machine, iron boxes, blenders in the house, bread toasters, refrigerators, everything, including microwave ovens, make sure you plug them when the oven is off, when that gadget is off, and then when it is on, then you put on at the socket, and then you now start your machine when already it is plugged to the socket. That is one of the illustrations I have done for the machines for you to handle them well. Another thing is unprotected circuit. On the things that cause electrical accidents, another one is unprotected circuit. Unprotected circuit is done by use of fuses and circuit breakers. That is one category of protection. And another protection is self-return kind of circuit making or installation. This self-return is done by earth wires. Now, we are protected by fuses and circuit breakers, and also we are protected by earthing. So those are protected circuits. But we have those ones without earth, and also those ones without fuses and circuit breakers. Those ones are the ones that are unprotected. Now, having said that, we realize that any electrical worker with an electrical injury is most likely to be the norm of the day. Electrical injuries. is most likely to be the norm of the day, because just after mentioning such, you get to know that most of us do not handle electricity in the right way. You find even other people doing sockets for themselves without even inquiring from electricians to give proper directions. This thing is very dangerous, because I was somewhere just a few days doing some work, then I found most of the sockets installed almost to the ground level. That means should there be any spillover of water on the floor, the splash immediately will reach the socket. The socket has a measurement from the floor to where it is installed. That measurement, I may not share it now, but you have to be very careful when you are doing any extensions. So careless handling ranges from using electricity to doing an extension of the same electricity. So brothers and sisters out there, let us not joke with our own lives, because electricity and causes of accidents may not be instant. They may affect us slowly, and gradually. At the end of the day, we are affected a great deal. So we need now to see what happens and or what are the symptoms of the person who has been who has been affected by electricity. What are the signs and symptoms of the person who has been affected by electricity in one way or another? This one, you will find it in an illustration that you will see. We have a person who is lying down on a picture there. That is an illustration. And then we have labels ranging from almost all parts of the body. And as you can see, we have restless or irritable loss of consciousness to a person lying down, like you can see. That person lying down is unconscious. Okay. Now, number two, with a person who is lying down unconscious like that, they may also have had irregular heartbeat or cardiac arrest. Yes, cardiac arrest. Irregular heartbeat or cardiac arrest. Some also have swollen tongues, which may obstruct airway flow. Okay, when the tongue is swollen, this may obstruct airway flow, and even doing first aid for such people is quite difficult. And so you need to know that such people, number one, are unconscious. Two, they have irregular heartbeats, they have swollen tongues, and they also have blurred vision. They have vision problems at that time. That's number four. Number five, we have muscle paralysis. Muscle paralysis. And then number six, we have places where burns have entered, so we call entry burns, where electricity shocked that person, the point where you touched and then you were shocked. Yeah, I'm doing an illustration. That point you touched may be burned. And then electricity tends to move out of your body through any part. It may be the ear or the nose, something like that. So that place where electricity comes out from, depending on where this entry point is connected to in your body, that is now the exit, which is number seven, exit burns. So where electricity enters, it burns, and then where it gets out from, it also burns somebody. Okay. We have now fractured bones due to fall or something. Fractured bones. In other episodes, we did causes of electrical hazards, which are electric shock, electrocution, burns from electricity, and then fall. Now, when you fall, this is where I get number seven. Number 8 here, we get fractured bones when you fall with impact. Number 9, difficulty in breathing or respiratory arrest. Okay, that's different from cardiac arrest, because cardiac arrest is to do with heart, but breathing is to do with the lungs. So they are two different things. Okay, cardiac arrest, irregular heartbeat is number 2. That is to do with the heart. Number 9 is difficulty in breathing or respiratory arrest. That is number 9. Number 10, muscle tenderness and possible twitching. That is another thing, possible twitching and muscle tenderness. Now, as you have been talking, I know you also have been observing the picture I have shared, and this picture I have shared has been showing a simple illustration about that. Now, we don't need to leave such people who have been shocked by electricity to die. We need to take action. However, as you take action, you need to be careful. This is from these points. Number 1, you must use the best judgment in an electrical emergency. Now, you go get somebody shocked, you need also to know from which magnitude of electricity has this person been shocked by. Yes, don't just go there preparing to do a first aid of low voltage to a person who has been electrocuted by high voltage. So you have to use best judgment. Another thing when it comes to best judgment is how far has this person gone into? Is he unconscious? Does this person have fractures? Is this person still handling live electrical conductors? So that you also be careful not to be shocked at the same time. And is this person alive? You need to make proper judgment before you do anything. One time I saw people trying to rescue some person in an electrical area where a building was. And this person had been electrocuted. And so they noticed from afar that this person was unconscious, which is true. This person was not dead. And then when these people came, because of this humanity, and people had not been trained on how to approach towards electrical accident scenes, these other people ended up, I think 2 of them, if I can remember, also got injured with electricity badly, and one of them was fatal. Why? Because they did not make proper judgment on the accident the victim had encountered. Now, number 2, do you know proper action to take therefore? After judging well now, no proper action to take. If you do not know how to rescue a person of that kind, then seek help from other people. Do you know what dangers could be encountered? Again, from the same. Number 4, attempt to rescue an accident victim by putting in mind that as you do that, this thing is posing an accident, is posing a possible danger to you. So as you attempt doing the rescue, also put in mind that this may pose a danger to you as you rescue. Okay. And therefore, caution should be a primary consideration during any electrical accident or emergency. Primary consideration is be very cautious when you are in such a situation. So, another thing is rescue and treatment is very important. Rescue and treatment to shock is very important, but you need to judge every accident that has happened very well. So guys, that is what I wanted to share with you. And I thought it is worth for us to know such things, even as we continue to engage in this channel together. Otherwise, before I leave, I remind you, please watch, like, share this video to other people. And if you have not subscribed, then I invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. It is slowly growing. And I want to thank those that have already subscribed to this channel because it has grown, and it is because of you. And so thank you so much, even as I invite you to watch out for the next episode of this program on electrical awareness. Otherwise, thank you so much. See you in the next episode.